Hello, welcome to IT Expert YouTube video series. Today we are going to show you what automation testing is. What is automated testing? Automation testing is a process or a software testing strategy that validates your test software is functioning appropriately and meeting requirements before it is released into production. This software testing method uses scripted sequences that are executed by testing tools. Automation testing is a software testing strategy that allows you to test software. The primary goal of automated testing is to save time, effort, and money on repetitive tests. It also helps speed up the development cycle, as the developers get quick feedback and can iterate quickly. What are the types of automated systems? There are different testing techniques, but you cannot automate them all. There are multiple testing techniques. Here are some techniques that you can automate. UI tests. User interface tests ensure that the software uses a consistent user experience and no visual or graphical elements on the screen are broken. Acceptance tests. Acceptance tests are functional tests that try to determine how end users will respond to the final product. This test must be passed successfully before the product can be released to end users. Performance tests. Ensure that the software won't crash and perform reasonably under heavy load or stringent conditions. Security tests. Security tests are also functional and non-functional. Their purpose is to check everything for security weaknesses that can be exploited. API testing. This application programming interface or API acts as the conduit between all the other systems that your software needs to function. It's usually tested after software development to make sure that everything is working together as it should. Regression tests. Verify that the new code didn't break any existing functionality. Integration tests. These test how well different software components work with each other. Smoke tests. This is a functional test that determines whether or not a build is stable. It verifies the function of essential features to make sure the program can endure further testing. Unit tests. These are written by software developers and test a unit of code in isolation. What is the difference between manual and automated testing? Here are some differences between the two and how they benefit from one another. Manual testing. Requires person. Less reliable. Good for non-repeatable tests. Slow and time-consuming. Tester does not need prior programming knowledge. Automated testing. Requires software. Much more reliable. Useful for repeatable tests. Fast and free from errors. Tester needs to have prior programming knowledge. When is a good time to automate a test? A test is a good choice for automation under the following rules. The test is repeatable. The feature under the test doesn't change its behavior frequently. It's time-consuming for a human tester. The test involves complicated calculations. The test ensures the previous functionality didn't break after a new change. When will you avoid automated testing? Even though automation has its advantages, it's not always a good idea to automate all your testings. Here are some reasons why a human tester is better for testing software than an automation. If the software under the test changes frequently, which means constantly updating your automated test to keep up. Automated testing is not suitable for exploratory testing. A human tester can explore software in a much better way. Automated testing can't find problems in the UI unless programmed or configured to. How do you choose a tool for automated testing? To perform any automated testing, you need to depend on software tools. There are plenty of options to choose from. Here are some of the steps to help you choose the right tool. Step 1. Understand your project requirements thoroughly. Maintaining the quality of an application by delivering a bug-free product is the goal for any project. For this, get a deep understanding of your project requirements such as project type, web, desktop, mobile, scope of the project, and existing team strength on code language before you start the process. Step 2. Consider your existing test automation tool as a benchmark. Selenium, for instance, is a free, open-source tool available to test web applications and websites. It provides record playback tool to produce and record playback test scripts. It provides language support for C#, Ruby, Java, JavaScript, Python, and Node.js. Step 3. Identify the key criteria suitable for a project. There are many key points someone should consider before deciding the best automation tool for a project. Here is a list of a few criteria used to evaluate the best tool. Ease of developing and maintaining the scripts. Ease of test execution for non-technical user. Support to web, desktop, and mobile application. Intuitive test report. Cross-browser testing. Support to keyword and data-driven testing. Technical support and assistance. Language support like C#, Java, Python, and others. TFS DevOps integration with builds. Pricing. Step 4. Leverage Pew Matrix Technical Analysis. A Pew Matrix demonstrates the pros and cons of various tools such as Selenium, Test Complete, Test Studio, and more. Different automation tools. When choosing one, you should consider the testing requirements for your project, consult your team, and assess their skills, experience, and comfort with the tool. Examples of popular automation tools include Selenium. It is currently ranked above the rest in automation tools. It is an open-source platform that is compatible with numerous browsers, operating systems, and programming languages. This is a free license. Appium. If you select a mobile automation testing tools list, then Appium will always at the top. Appium is designed on a server, and the user gains access to its automation framework through vendors. It has a high compatibility rate, enabling it to automate different mobile apps on any language using any test framework. This is a free license. Catalan Studio. Catalan Studio can integrate with both Selenium and Appium. This automation testing tool can simplify the automation testing of API, web apps, and mobile applications. This is a free license. Cucumber. Cucumber is an open-source platform on behavior-driven development. It showcases an interesting clientele list including Canon and PayPal. Cucumber is designed to support only web access, focusing on enhanced user satisfaction. HPE Unified Functional Testing. Previously known as Quick Test Professional, HPE is highly preferred among users for its cross-platform automation testing tools. It improves a central platform for developers and testers to improve the quality of results while optimizing expenditure. This is a pay-to-use license. SOAP UI. SOAP UI is designed by SmartBear and provides a creative API test automation framework for representational state transfers and service-oriented architectures program. This is a free and pay-to-use license. Test Complete. It is the best automation testing tool for desktop applications. Test Complete tool supports the testing of mobile, desktop, and web applications. It supports different scripting languages, keyword-driven testing, regression, and distributed testing. It also integrates well with SmartBear. This is a pay-to-use license. What are the different parts of a test automation framework? A test automation framework makes it easy to perform automation testing for your software. Here are some elements of a test automation framework. Test data management. Testing libraries. Testing tools. Test data management. Test data management requires proactiveness, and so does a productive continuous test automation strategy. The data collected usually comes from various sources and may be stored in a variety of formats. Streamlining this multi-type, multi-source data is the primary step for building a beneficial database. This requires extensive exploration, sifting, and categorizing to identify what is worthy and what is not. Maintenance is the key to effective TDM. By segregating test data from production data, TDM not only reduces the sheer size of the available data but also processes that data to generate beneficial testing reports. This data needs to be refreshed and updated on a regular basis to sustain its relevance with changing codes of the software. Best tools to manage test data optimally. Test data management is as tiring as it is critical, which is why automation is indispensable. There are several tools available to translate an on-paper TDM strategy into reality. Informatica, DatProf, CompuWare, HP, Delphix, Solix EDMS are just a few examples of the options available in market. Testing libraries. A testing library is where you create and store the test cases. Testing libraries include unit testing, integration, and end-to-end testing, and behavior-driven development. Let's see what each of them means. Unit testing. Unit testing libraries are a must-have for shaping up a vital part of any test automation framework. This is something which is done not only by the testers but the developers as well. Unit testing libraries support most of the programming languages. Integration testing. Behavior-driven development. As important as they are to your testing library, unit and end-to-end testing have a problem. They rely a lot on the implementation of the functionality which is tested. So if you change the code, you'll need to change the test case. How do we address this issue? Behavior-driven development is key. Should you automate all testing? Test automation has its advantages, but some tests can only be done by people such as user interface testing, usability, and accessibility testing. Human testers provide more value in exploratory testing because they can explore the software randomly. Good for large projects with complicated calculations and repeatable test cases. What is a test environment? A test environment is a computer or a server on which a tester tests the software. After the team builds the software, they then install it on the computer with all its dependencies. A computer or server on which the tester can test the software. Usually, the test environment is an identical copy of the production environment. Here are some prerequisites for a good test environment. A server with similar configs, including software and hardware to match production environment. Sample test data with which to test the software. What are the different phases in an automation testing life cycle? Figure out the scope of automation testing. Choose the correct automation frameworks and tools. Design a test plan and test execution strategy. Set up the test environment. Development and execution of the test cases. Analysis and generation of test reports. What are some of the best practices in test automation? Decide what to automate. Assign test cases based on skill and experience. Removing uncertainty. Choosing the right frameworks and tools. Keeping test records in a bug database. What is a test automation platform? It is a tool that makes it easier to automate software testing. A test automation typically provides all functionality you would need to start automating. Test automations are usually used in large and complex software projects. What are some risks associated with automated testing? Negative ROI. Automated tests require lots of code and expensive tools. However, the team might realize that the testing strategy isn't providing real value, as the software is complex with constant changing configurations and features. Playing catch-up with technology. Maintenance risks. All code must be maintained and kept up to date with changing requirements and fixing bugs. Thank you for watching this video. We provide hands-on training with labs, homework, group projects. Prepare you for the certification. Provide real projects. Internship opportunities. Support you in Resume, LinkedIn. Staffing support. Provide tech references. In-person, online class. Class retake options and more. Call us at 847-350-9034 for your free career consultation meeting. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos.